What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. How are y'all doing on this beautiful Sunday? First things first, I want to say the sale is still going on to 11:59 p.m. tonight, so get your orders in. This is going to be the last of the OG merch, probably for a long time. So if you want some of the OG merch, get it now at 20% off. I found a couple extra boxes of the misprinted tees. You'll see it in the video in a second. I gotta get this off, it's a little hot now, but I found a couple more boxes of the misprinted tees. So if you place an order and the size you put in the comments on the order, or the size that matches the shirt or whatever you ordered is still in stock, you will also get one of the misprinted tees for absolutely free. So get your orders in and also check out that sale. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna answer a couple questions first, and then we're gonna get into today's video. Our axle just showed up for our charger, so we're gonna throw that on so we have a movable, drivable vehicle again and get it out of the way. It was never intended to be parked here for like 4 days, but it has been, because obviously, you guys, if you missed that video, we got the wrong rear axle for this and it's just a mess. So we got the new one here, we're gonna throw it on and we should be good to go. Over here, a lot of you have noticed that the this panel is a bit darker than this panel, and the fact of the matter is that is true. This is a tri-coat paint, which means there's a base, a mid, and a clear. Blending them is super hard. You watch the videos online of painters blending tri-coat paint or pearl paint or tri whatever paint. It blends from like here into the bumper. They'll do this door and they'll blend the whole side of the vehicle. So yeah, just, you know, a couple rust bubbles would turn into a whole like side paint job. That's why something like that would be so expensive, just for the fact that, yeah, you gotta do all that, because otherwise that happens. We were running really low on time trying to get this thing to Daytona, and to be honest, that's what we ended up with. So me rushing and doing that, that's how that happened. I actually have a new bumper cover coming because there is a crack in it. I will show you guys when we get there, but there's a crack in it, so I got a new bumper cover coming. Oh, look at all that sand coming out, but I got a new bumper cover coming, so this will be 100% again. I did order the new fuel pump as well, so I may only put a couple gallons in this thing if I do fill it up, so I can like drop that tank a lot easier than we did with that thing, because this is a 26-gallon tank still, but it is close to the ground, so we should be decently okay. So we're gonna come in there and we're actually gonna repaint, one, our new bumper cover, two, the whole side of this, and blend it all together, so this will be gone, don't you worry. So we're gonna fix all of this and it's gonna look super sharp. In today's video, I also plan on doing the ball joints on this Tahoe. I jacked it up yesterday. This driver's side here, it's sound. I mean, there's no click and pop and whatever when you shake it, but the other side, it does click and pop. So really, the passenger side's the only bad one. However, we do have both lowers, and we will replace both lowers, considering both the ball joints have the same mileage on them, so that one can't be lasting much longer anyway, especially with these tires. So we're gonna be taking care of both sides, hopefully today. Alright guys, well, out with the old here. As you can see, this one all blown up and funky. Out with the old, and ooh, that's even worse than I thought. But out with the old and in with the new. It's not really brand new, it's used. Coming off of, I guess, looks like a 2018 Charger. So it couldn't have many miles on it, considering this sticker looks a whole lot better than this sticker, and it's pretty much in a lot better condition. So the miles couldn't have been that high on this, just based on the condition solely. But this is one of the only ones in stock in the nation. The rest of them are back ordered, so, and they couldn't give me a time when they'd come in. So found this on eBay. You guys saw it was like 370 bucks, cheaper than that one that I gotta send back now. So that $1,600 repair they quoted me, I completed for, or will be completing for, like 370 bucks. So big win there. Alrighty guys, so I haven't been in here in a minute. Oh baby. I do think I want to put a full exhaust on this car, maybe like a Corsa or something. I don't know. I'm going to try and figure something out for it. Along with the Tahoe, yes, I do want to put an exhaust on the Tahoe. We're working on that as well. But stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for this. Going to work a few things out, see what we can do. Yeah. Oh, so we finally have a car with a working axle. Not afraid to drive it long distances or on the highway anymore. We're gonna get up to speed here in a little bit, but I'm actually going to wash this because it's filthy. It hasn't been washed in days, probably even weeks to be honest, but I'm going to wash it, so we're going on a little test drive here. Just making sure everything sounds good, feels good, doesn't feel loose, sloppy, especially under like high torque like that. Just want to make sure, ooh, Walker mower. Anyway, just want to feel like when I gave it that torque, nothing like pop, shimmy, shake, so everything sounds good, feels good back there. Feels good to have her back. So, for all you who think I don't read the comments, first of all, this thing needs a wash too. Second of all, I gave that a second wash. But third of all, so somebody in the comments said, hey, I had a 13 Silverado, don't mind my door panel, I gotta pop it back on. But they're like, I had a 13 Silverado, and the problem, I had the same problem with my steps. And what the problem is check this out. And look at this. But I'm literally not messing around with you guys. That's literally the issue. And it should go delay and then go up. But yeah, look at that. This door switch is just a little messed up, or the wires going to it are a little messed up. So I gotta figure that out. Wow, this interior is still torn apart. I forgot I did that. Oof, we'll do that tomorrow. But we're gonna pull this in so in the morning we're ready to tackle ball joints on this guy. All right. Now seeing this thing semi-done, not really done. I was looking up sub boxes and stuff today. We'll figure something out. But now seeing this thing kind of done and in the driveway, I kind of wish I went with like 24s. Not so much 26s on 35s, but some 24s. That would be absolutely just killer on this. Wish I did that, but also love the look at this. Oh, without that car jacked up like right here, I love, and I'm so glad we can get all these vehicles back in the driveway again with no like crooked parking and what have you. But I'm gonna check back with you in the morning. We'll take care of these ball joints and see how she drives after that. Catch you guys then. Alright, what's up guys? It's the next day here. We are ready to do the ball joints on our Tahoe. I don't know how much time we're gonna have today to work on this, but we're gonna start with the pad one and then make our way to the other side and do that. But timing wise, we're gonna start with this one. So in our Summit Racing box here, we have our Moog joints. Some of the best suspension products on the market. Let's get one of these open. And here it is, a nice new tight, oh yeah. This thing is so tight, but a nice new tight ball joint. I feel like this is gonna make the Tahoe drive 100% like it should, so I'm super excited for that. Oh, and we also have our axle spacer from Sport Truck right there. So we'll be able to put our other axle on and we'll actually have four-wheel drive again. Guys, this is how a ball joint should be. This is the new one from the zone upper control arms, but that's how it should be, not like this. There's definitely been worse ball joints out there than this, but that still can't be good. Rolling down the road with that. So when these factory ball joints are pressed in, they like push it down so the tabs like go outside and like hold it in there instead of a locking ring. So what we're honestly gonna do is I just knocked them with a hammer. If they're not far enough or they're gonna give us trouble, I'm gonna take my grinder and just grind this edge off and then press it through. But hammered them a little bit. Let's give it a whirl. All right, guys, we got our 1/2-inch impact attached to our ball joint press from Harbor Freight. Good thing I did pick up the adapter kit because I did in fact need it. I know a lot of you are going to sit here and watch this video and be like, wow, where'd you learn to do this? I can't believe you're so skilled. You could do a lift, ball joint, you could do it all. You know, paint, you could do it all. This is my first time ever doing ball joints. I spent like $120 at Harbor Freight on the kit. And 2 new ball joints from Summit for this, Moog and all. 75 bucks. But yeah, this is my first time ever. It's just one of those things, getting out there and just get out there and do it. I know a lot of you were like, you're gonna need to torch it and you're gonna need to do a million things. Those ball joints ain't coming out. They're definitely coming out with 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. So honestly, one thing I do recommend, get yourself a set of impact sockets, 1/2-inch impact wrench, just Milwaukee Fuel M18 nuts. You're not gonna have problems ever again. So let's get this pressed in. Now when reinstalling, you do it in reverse. Now if you want to do like powder coated lower control arms or something, this is what you would do when you put the lift on. You'd push the ball joint out, push the bushings out, and then you can sandblast it, powder coat it, and get that all looking nice. Let's take a ratchet and crank this. Definitely worth the money to buy the set, because I probably would have paid a lot of money to get both these sides done. 1, because they're going to upcharge me on the parts, and 2, because they're going to charge me on the labor. At 100 bucks an hour, it'll probably be about $200-300 bucks plus parts to get this done. But now I bought a $160 set of ball joint presses, and from here on out, ball joints are 35 bucks a piece. No brainer. Right now, what we're gonna do, when I was doing the lift, I broke the ABS sensor and I had to kind of fix it. I really didn't break it. The plastic just broke off when I unbolted it and trying to get it out. So I'm gonna go pick up a new one at AutoZone really quick. It's like 24 bucks and it'll, you know, snap in here just easy. But while it's apart, I don't want to do this again and have to take the caliper off and do all that when I could just put it on right now. So I'll just take care of that while it's apart. Alright guys, we just left AutoZone. Really, we got our part here. Just got the Duralast one, not the AC Delco or whatever. It's like 26 bucks, but new sensors, got our plastic tab on it. We should be good to go. Let's head on back and get this installed. That decal off because I know I'm gonna have to reapply that or do whatever when we get there, but ball joint on this side's done, axle is in, new ABS sensor. I'm hoping that was the entire problem in its entirety, no axle and that ball joint being loose, and we'll just do this one precautionary. But right now I'm gonna go take this for a spin. I think we're gonna go riding at my buddy's house actually, so might be loading that quad into the Ram, but let's go take this for a spin. I need to lube this up. I'm gonna put this back really quick until I get to that factory amp situation. But I'll leave that there. Just fire her up. So honestly, I think this is what happened to my like 03 F-250. You take a vehicle with like, I think my F-250 had like 100,009 on it, and it's got 100,010, whatever, regardless of the mileage. You know, parts that have been through their life at certain angles. You know, 100,000 miles at this angle, and now well you cranked it up, it doesn't like that. So a part that's been used and worn, and then you just put it at an extreme angle, and it just doesn't like it. So it's about 40 bucks a piece, I think, for these tie rods, and I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll pick them up, unscrew them, put the new ones in, and unfortunately I think we're gonna have to get a new alignment again, which sucks. I'll try and measure them, get them all to match the best I can, but I just think we at least have one bad inner, but I'll replace them both just because whatever. There's Moog joints on the outer tie rod, so someone already took care of those. So I'm thinking the inners are bad, especially after this lift and these big tires. You really want this thing going down the road like stout and tight, so we're gonna take care of those tomorrow along with the other ball joint on the other side. It should be super tight steering again and all the above. Should drive straight, shouldn't rattle, rock, roll, no pops, no nothing. We'll just do that really quick and take care of it, no problem. And then our front end should be 100% straight. But there's no playing that lower ball joint anymore. Up and down, this thing is super tight, and I can't wait to get the other side done. But yeah, we'll get all this stuff tightened up, fixed up. It'll be about like 80 bucks, and we should have a completely tight front end. So what I'm going to do, honestly, probably going to put my Ram in, try and get that quad loaded up, and then on the way to my buddy's house, we'll just pick up the tie rods and take care of it tomorrow morning. And then we should be good to go. The more and more I do that, the less sketchy it becomes. I kind of want the wide ramp still, but between doing this and loading this on trailer and loading this on a trailer and loading these on this, I've become more confident in my skills. Alright guys, it's the next day here. Our Tahoe here, we're going to do the other ball joint on the driver's side here. When we disassemble everything, we're going to figure out what's loose, what's not right. Maybe the ball joint on the bottom is bad. I also did notice our tie rod ends here. The outers have been replaced, the inners have not. So we're going to be doing the inners today. There is some clunking, and as you saw yesterday, movement back and forth. We got these here, the Duralast Golds. To be honest, kind of wanted to run Moog, but what was in stock near me were the Duralast Normal and the Duralast Golds. The reviews on the Duralast like normal ones, definitely not good, but everyone with the Duralast Gold said it's actually good quality. So we took a stab at it. Total was about 85 bucks or something for both of them. Where Moog, one of them's like 70 bucks. Summit Racing had them for like 50 bucks for one of them as well, but I don't know. We just went with these. We're going to test them out. Worst comes to worst, there's a lifetime warranty on them. So we're going to do that, and then we can hopefully not have to get it aligned again. Okay, so I don't know who had a happy, good old time doing this one, but this is crimped about 422 different times trying to get this ball joint in here. So it makes me think that this one was replaced once as well. And this inner tie rod on this side, not that bad, I thought it was this side with the clunking. I know when we are, you know, we're steering it, there is clunking. So it might be actually the other tie rod on that side, and this one's just super stiff. But we have two new ones. I'll probably replace them both while we're here, just to be sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit that with the hammer. I'm just gonna send her right through, and we'll go all the way down. We're just gonna push it right through the crimps. Milwaukee power, guys. These things are the best thing ever. Seriously. Ugh. Alright guys, so what became, I mean, I took this inner tie rod off, as you can see. And what we found out here, honestly, taking this off, somebody already did the Moog replacement on this, but it looks rather new. The Loctite looks fresh. Same thing with this. I mean, it looks like it's got some mileage on it, this Moog, but this isn't really clunky, so maybe the other side's the blown one. I don't know. Part of me is like, this isn't bad, checking this one out, so like, do I even replace it? It's already got the Moog on there, but like, I wouldn't want to replace one and then come in here and replace another one when I could just put a new one on now. It's kind of one of those game time decisions, you know. Well guys, doing more inspection, I see that this side and the other side were both replaced with Moog parts. Next thing I'm going to do, honestly, I'm going to reinstall this side. I'm going to put this all back together now that our new ball joint is in. Make sure everything's tight. I'm going to check our sway bar connections and such as well. If there's still play going down the road, I'm going to check the bushings in our rack. That's probably the last thing I could think that went bad, but I'm gonna check the bushings in our rack and go from there. Hopefully the rack isn't exactly the issue, because I didn't really want to do a rack, but if it is, it is. But on Rock Auto here, I just found they have replacement bushings for $26 so honestly, we're probably going to run that if that's the issue when we put this back together. I'll figure out how to get that. Honestly, we still may have to take the rack out, which may suck. However, we'll be able to press those bushings out, put the new ones in, and be good to go. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. We took it for a test drive, Katie and I. There's still a popping going on. I think it's coming from the rear, maybe the front. The front sway bar bushing does look like it needs replaced too. The inner tie rods, after all this, when you put it on the ground, you go left to right, you can see it, I mean, under extreme stress, so I'm guessing with these big tires and pushing it. There are Moog replacements, so it must have been done recently. Considering if the thing's got 100,000 miles on it, I don't understand why someone would replace a whole, like all the front end components and the tie rods and stuff like that, and it not be like recent. So I don't know about all that. However, they do pop a little bit going like in and out. They do pop under some stress, and also the steering rack. I know it's made to like flex and move, but there might be excessive play in that. I don't know. I'm gonna watch some videos and see on that part. However, I found that, or I remember that I tightened all these control arm bolts with my 3/8 impact when we did this. And I remember, of all the Jeeps I ever lifted, popping, clunking sounds that would come from or will feel like underneath your seat were the control arms going right there. And sometimes these control arms need some serious torque to get them tightened down and not just shimmy and pop in there. So what we're gonna do, I actually went through, hit these three, the three accessible ones. So I'm gonna run through and hit the other side, all three of these. Hopefully that solves that popping and clunking issue, and if it does, that'd be super sweet. So then I don't have to do those tie rods. I know it still pops and clunks a little bit, but worst comes to worst, we have the parts here. I'm gonna keep them, and if this doesn't fix some or all of the issue, we'll probably do those inner tie rods tomorrow or something. But let's go tighten this rear up and see where we're at. Alright guys, so driving it. Let's go around this curve here. So I did figure out a good amount of the squeaks and clunks. So the rear, that's so much better. Now we still have that pop, and honestly, I think this time it is that sway bar up there. There's also a little bit of clunking and choppy and bumping when we're like turning. So that could in fact be the CV shaft being at that obscene angle. Like right there, yeah, that's not good, man. So guys, that's another day of troubleshooting. Unfortunately, that's kind of what the game is when you have high mileage vehicles, and I know a lot of you out there that are watching, I know some of you are like 15, 16 looking to get, you know, your first truck, stuff like that. Higher mileage vehicles, you will deal with stuff like this, especially when you buy it and you're ready to like lift it and modify it. A lot of times the truck's been riding like this forever, so when you lift it or you do whatever, all the angles change, a lot of things are worn out. You take them off, put them back on, they're just not the same. So it's just one of those things to look out for when you're lifting older vehicles, that's for sure. Also, yeah, radio came back.
You ain't have to bring the kids and stuff. You know I ain't come to play this game.
So that's interesting. That came back. Turn signals make sound again. I don't know. That seems like what the forums say too. It goes, oh, it happens, and then it just one day it just disappears, and you're fine again. So I don't know. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on in the front end. Every time I've lifted one of these trucks, the suspension, they drive great. There's no problems with it. Obviously, I've always lifted new ones, so lifting old ones this tall, it's been, you know, especially when I'm stretching things that shouldn't be stretched. Components aren't brand new. So, well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please get on and click subscribe. Till midnight tonight, get your orders in. 20% off the whole site, and a free tee, like I said, one of the misprinted ones, free to you guys. So get your orders in, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.